Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to MCubed. Today is Monday, so good old movie news Monday. We're in a little bit different of a spot than usual. I'm usually in my office. Today, I'm in the living room, and this is where I usually play G-Cubed. I am the epitome of a Monday at the moment. Just ran out of the gym, ran out of the shower, got to you. There's really not that much to talk about movie news-wise today, so we're going to hang out a little bit. I do have a couple topics, just a couple little fun ones. We're going to talk about Winning Time being canceled after season 2. That is also one of the last sets, if not the last set, I think I ever worked on as a background extra, and it was the worst set I've ever worked on as a background extra, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then Mads Mikkelsen is being honored. I didn't see exactly what he was being honored for, but I'm interested to see that. I saw a little article about the John Wick producers explaining the franchise timeline, so I haven't read that yet. I'm intrigued by it, so we might as well. And if there's anything else y'all want to talk about, let's talk about it, you know? This probably won't be the longest one. We'll probably shoot for 45 minutes to an hour. I've got a few things I got to get to today, but hey, that's how we do it sometimes, you know? But we rolled that first intro on the way in, and now it's Monday, so hey, yo! Howdy, Laura. Howdy, David. Howdy, Quest. I'm glad everybody's here. This means it's going to be a simple one, but it's going to be a fun one. Let's go ahead and honestly bring up, let me press share screen over here. Yep. That's what I'm looking for. So, Winning Time. Where I had a good picture up here. There she is. Winning Time. No longer working. Was it working from the get-go? Not positive, you know? But seemingly people liked it. I think overall it had a general pretty good fan base. Obviously, it not good enough to keep it going, but it was supposedly a good series. It was well cast. There was a lot of great actors in there. I got to stand next to Michael Chiklis for like 2 hours, 3 hours one day, so that was pretty cool. I got to stand behind Jason Segel. I got to stand right beside and behind Adrian Brody at different points. I was on that set a few times during the summer of, was it 2020? Was it I think it was it pre-pandemic or pandemic? I honestly don't remember. I think it was pandemic-wise, like right as we were able to work again. It was, because we would get COVID tests all the frickin' time, and it was pretty annoying, honestly. But this is the show that we're talking about at the moment. And I'm going to go ahead and switch it off to an article real quick. Ooh, I can make that easier on myself just by doing this. Share this tab. All right. So, Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty has been canceled after 2 seasons on HBO. Sports drama series starred John C. Reilly, Adrian Brody, Jason Clarke, Quincy Isaiah, and Michael Chiklis. And plenty more, honestly. There was a great array of cast there. Damn, those sets were grueling, and in a really like mundane kind of way, but grueling nonetheless. And the IATSE, that union that is usually like the crew members and the everybody else that kind of works behind the scenes on a film set, that union, they didn't end up striking. I think it was at the end of 2020, maybe it was 2021. In that general range, they were about to strike. Almost specifically because of this show, and a couple others, but almost specifically because of this show. And rightfully so, honestly. I usually, you know, I'm like, you know, we got to test out the waters with all these strikes and stuff, but these guys, they kind of deserved it. Sorry, I'm a Boston Celtics fan. Love Larry Bird, Mikhail Parrish, DJ, and Danny Ainge. I don't know if I said that right. I think so, maybe. I'm not the biggest basketball guy, but I do respect it and enjoy watching it every now and then. I cannot watch modern basketball, though. It's so freaking boring. It's so annoying. The entire purpose of basketball nowadays and men's soccer is who can foul who better and get away with it. And it's just so annoying and so boring. I'd rather actually watch the sport being played. But that being said, it used to be played, and this is depicting that kind of time. So this is just the little article we have. We'll read it real quick. I haven't read it myself, so here we are. He wrote on the... Oh, there we are. Despite the show being called Winning Time, Telling the story of the five-time championship-winning Lakers of the 1980s, HBO's Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty will not be returning for a third season. After airing the season finale of its sophomore season, it was confirmed by HBO that the basketball series will not be making a comeback to the court. The sports series was created by Max Borenstein and Jim Hecht, with the news of the cancellation confirmed by Borenstein on Twitter. He wrote on the platform, "Not the ending that we had in mind, but nothing but gratitude and love. The sophomore season finale saw the Lakers, led by Larry Bird, lose the 1984 NBA championship to the Boston Celtics in heartbreaking fashion. However, the Lakers won't have an opportunity to reclaim their crown in a third crown. Also speaking on the news, series director Sally Richardson wrote on Instagram saying, "When you give it everything you've got, you can have no regrets. I hope you enjoyed the last episode of Winning Time HBO, and I'm sure I will do many more hours of TV and hopefully many features in my future, but I can say at this moment I am most proud of the work we did on this masterful show." All right, so it's based off of Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. Based off of the book Showtime: Magic, Kareem, Riley, and the Los Angeles Lakers Dynasty of the 1980s by Jeff Pearlman. So, Winning Time has an all-star cast list. Yes. Adrian Brody, Michael Chiklis, Jason Segel, Jason Clark, Gabby Hoffman, I can't speak, Hadley Robinson, Devon Nixon, Solomon Hughes, and all those great people right there. All that being said, actually having worked on that set, just as a background, I'm like, not some big role or anything like that. Never heard of that show or the players, Laura, except El Bird. He's really the only one you need to know, besides Kareem and Magic Johnson, really. Season 1 on Prime, pay to watch. Season 2 free. Hate when they do that. It should all be on HBO. I know HBO's a little funky when it comes to the UK and their licensings and where it goes, so I'm not entirely sure where to watch that, but it should be wherever you go to watch HBO. Now, my experience on the show, just that of an extra, just that of a background player. Nothing huge. Most of the background players never saw the actual series take place. We're typically inside of the HBO. What's that? That's a joke, I think, right? We were inside a giant green screen room. They built or had a stadium that they use as a stadium for basketball games and such, and they built a green screen arena around it. So the green screen arena was what we were sitting in all day, and I guess because it was during the pandemic time, they thought nobody had anything else to do, nobody else cared. There is a legal thing there; it's a law in the books, and if you don't give someone 12 hours between jobs, and I guess even it might just be the state of California. I'm not sure if it pertains to acting jobs or whatnot. But if you don't give someone 12 hours, you can be fined, you can be sued, you can have a lot of things happen to you. And I'm honestly shocked nothing like that happened to this production, because the average day on set for people was between 15 and 18 hours. And yes, all you're doing is sitting in an arena, a big green screened out arena, standing up, sitting down, clapping whenever they tell you to clap, cheering when they tell you to cheer, go Lakers or boo Lakers, depending on what part of the audience you're in on that day, and all that kind of stuff. It was a giant cattle call, so there's 1,500 people around you. That might be a little bit much. It's usually between 700-800, but it can be up to 1,500 people if they really need one of those big days for like a playoff game or something like that. This series did something really cool, but it was also grueling as someone that was playing in the background at the time. They shot it both digitally, which is how most film and cameras, I guess, are shot nowadays. And then they also shot it with analog, like how it used to be, like with actual film. They would have an actual film guy running around. And then there was a third camera for the basketball games on the court. And actually, I guess it was a third and fourth camera, because he would also have to do it digitally and analog. And there was a guy with roller skates that is actually like skating around with the guys on the court. That was fun to watch. The entire process was fun to watch. Green screen, how quaint. Yeah. And if you're going to use green screen and fake all these frickin' auditoriums the way you are, just CGI some of the audience. Like, it's, I don't know. Anyway, cattle calls. It would take you about an hour, 2 hours to get into work sometimes, just because the whole pandemic thing. You'd have to get tested for your Rona, and then you'd either get approved to go into work for the day or you wouldn't. You'd have to wait hour, hour and a half. They'd have you waiting inside of these parking garages that you could barely have a cell signal. So sometimes you're just waiting, waiting, waiting. Then you hop outside. You know, a lot of people are taking advantage of these things. I'm smoking up a storm sometimes. It's a great time. Walk in there. The only good thing about that green screen was the colors were great with all the yellow, orange, and red and green. Whenever you walk in there, like the colors were bright, but that was because I was base. But if I'm just standing and sitting and cheering and clapping all day, I'm gonna be baked while I'm sitting there for 15 freaking hours. Just anyway. There were older people there that legitimately had to start going to doctors for their backs, and it sounds so quaint. It sounds so dumb. It sounds so simplistic that complaining about standing and sitting, but for 15 hours for 6 or 7, 8 months in a row, because this show was supposed to be filmed in 2 or 3 months and went almost triple, quadruple almost what it was like full production time. I'm strictly talking about the arena aspect of things. Damn, it was bad. The food was god awful if they even had food available for the day because of the Rona testing and all that. You might be pushed back from your lunchtime. You might not have gotten onto the set the time that you were technically supposed to get on set because there wasn't cell service to allow you to say, all right, you've been tested and you're clear to go on set for the day. Sometimes you wouldn't get that test or text, and it just prolongs everything. Best TV news of the year today: Australian soap opera Neighbours is back. It's my guilty pleasure. Oh no, hey, if Margot Robbie's reprising her role, I may start watching it, but the soap opera is a lot to catch up on. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm happy personally that this has been canceled. It's too much. The crowd scenes from Wimbledon were amazing. Yeah, from the actual thing or like from a movie or something, because they use not full crowds of for people for a lot of those things, and they add a little bit of CG in there, which is how giant arenas and auditoriums are supposed to be used nowadays. At least it saves time, effort, and money all around on production budget costs there. And Lakers decided to just cattle call it like it was the 1960s again. The movie, cool. I'm gonna have a smoke stream followed by a walk literally directly across the street to a dispensary. Beautiful. We haven't done a smoke stream in a long time. We might end it with like a little bowl or something just today, because it's just hanging out. There's really not much to do. I'm just kind of rambling on about how much freaking Lakers pissed me off. We called it Lakers while we were being hired on it. It was titled Lakers, and it wasn't actually titled Winning Time just yet. The working title was Lakers. So that's what I'm, I guess, discussing. I guess whenever I was hired, I signed some NDAs or whatever, but now I don't know. I'm good. I was like, did I just get myself in trouble for the last 10 minutes? We're going to delete the stream immediately. Just kidding. No, I as a background, I don't think they can really do much for that. And any NDAs we would have signed wouldn't have been big NDAs anyway, you know? It was filmed on the Wimbledon ground, I believe. Some of the crowds were actually there to watch the real thing too. Yeah, probably. But if it's a modern-esque movie, if it was made in the last 10, 15 years, 20 almost even, because Lord of the Rings started doing it, was that the audience is probably 2/3 full, maybe 1/3 full. And over the course of the day, they'll move around and you get that audience in different spots, and that's how you kind of CGI the whole thing. So you're still being used. You're not just sitting there all day. You're actually moving around and doing stuff. And those are the good days for like cattle calls and stuff like that. And it sucks when it's a cattle call. There's 7, 8, 9, 12, 1,500 people around you. And some people aren't getting lunch. Some people are taking advantage of the system so much that others just get completely screwed over. But you can't really feel bad about the guys taking advantage of the system because it's so blatantly easy to, because of the way they've set it up. And it's grueling to actually sit there and listen to things all day and do it by the book per se. Like I said, there were people, like, obviously there was a lot of kids, easy way to say it, like people my age in their 20s. Now I'm mid-20s, so not as much of a kid, but kid at heart always. Are you still drinking coconut water? I need to. I need to get some more coconut water, honestly. I love coconut water. I might go grab some today, honestly. I forgot. I forget about it. I need to because I get it from Costco in bulk sometimes. I just don't want to go to Costco because every time I go to Costco, I end up buying way too much crap because it's all in bulk. And I'm just like, well, you know what? It would be nice to have bulk this, and this, you know? Ugh. I watched Wimbledon for Kirsten Dunst, to be honest, but ended up loving that movie. Well, Kirsten Dunst is amazing, both as a beautiful woman and as a freaking great actress. She's done some amazing stuff. Sofia Coppola, the work she's done with Sofia Coppola is, I think, particularly special, but she's special in a whole lot of things. Obviously, she's MJ too, so she's always in our heart. But yeah, Winning Time was just that was a lot. Not the best of memories. Met some good friends there. My roommate at the time worked on it almost triple as much as I did, and he was getting paid decently. But after that, he was so worn out, and I don't want to air any laundry or anything like that or whatever, but easiest way put, my roommate kind of partially decided to leave LA because of that. After that, he was so worn out and so like his body was adjusted to sitting down for months on end, and he couldn't really do anything else. He didn't even want to DoorDash, so he was like, "I'm getting out of here." Got out of LA, got out of California, which I don't blame him. You know, it's not the best place in the frickin' world, that's for sure. But I love movies too much. I'm here. I'm here to stay until 2030. Then I'm back in Texas no matter what. But we're here for a decade, you know? Yeah. The Lakers / Winning Time. I know people liked it, but I am so happy it's gone. I am so happy it's gone. Not because it was a bad show or anything like that, but just personal reasons. I'm so happy it's gone. So I usually don't feel that way about shows being canceled, you know? This one, though, kind of deal, you know? But all right. Let's move on. That's right. Okay, so here we are. Mads Mikkelsen is to be honored with a Golden Eye Award. I don't know what a Golden Eye Award is, but I'm intrigued nonetheless. So while we're here in the spirit of hanging out, let's learn about it, huh? So Mads Mikkelsen to be honored at Zurich Film Festival with its Golden Eye Award. Cool. Leo Barclow is the author of this article. And the Zurich Film Festival, which runs September 28th through October 8th, will honor the Danish actor Mads Mikkelsen with its Golden Eye Award in recognition of his successful career and versatility, the Swiss event said Monday. He's had a successful career. It could have been 10 times more successful. I think it will probably end up going down in history as very successful. But versatility, whoo! Mikkelsen plays a villain perfectly, but he plays anything you put him in perfectly. I don't know. He's just one of those actors that I've never seen him do any wrong. And I'm happy about it, you know? Anyway, Mikkelsen will accept the award on October 6th and will present his latest film, The Promised Land, which had its world premiere in competition at the Venice Film Festival this month. Nikolai Arcel's film was described by Variety critic Guy Lodge as a lavishly upholstered historical romp, and a Danish Western built on black and white moral binaries and a yeehaw sense of intrepid adventure. Anything described with a yeehaw, I'm excited about. Anyway, Lodge wrote, nationally rooted in historical fact, but embellished with storybook romance and flouncing cartoon villainy, if I can speak English, this roundly enjoyable Venice competition entry finally owes all its residual gravitas and at least half its considerable handsomeness to the expressive woodcut visage of one Mads Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen will also take part in ZFF Masters discussion of the Zurich Film Festival, in which he will talk about his career. Okay. That's the rest of it's just kind of talking about films that he's done. I don't know. I adore Mads Mikkelsen as an actor, and I'm informed that he's getting this honor. What's that? I knew it was either Facebook or WhatsApp. Matt, I was saying if anybody wanted to hop on and just hang out for a little bit. Matt is eating pie, so he will not be joining us, but that's all right because he's enjoying some damn good pie, which has to be better than an awful Lakers experience or Winning Time experience or whatever the hell it's called at the end of the day. But yeah, no, Mads Mikkelsen is a phenomenal actor, a phenomenal performer. I legitimately cannot think of a role that I didn't thoroughly enjoy him in. Even in semi not so great films, Mads Mikkelsen himself is always on his A game and always does well. Even in that Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore, I was kind of pissed off that he was recast over just getting Johnny Depp back, and they still had Ezra Miller in the frickin' movie. Pie. Yeah, that sounded pretty good, honestly. I might have to eat after this stream before I've got a lot of yard work, housework, a couple other things I got to do around town today. It's going to be a fun day. But I'm going to do it all before 6 p.m. I think 9 p.m. your time since you're on the East Coast. I'm watching Kill Tony at 6 p.m. because that's my Monday ritual. And I'm ecstatic for it. Then I get a little, not What We Do in the Shadows, excuse me, Only Murders in the Building Today. I love that show. Love that show. So I'm ecstatic to get a little more Only Murders tonight. I haven't watched the new Futurama episode from today. I usually go to sleep watching that on a Sunday going into Monday evening. I went to bed kind of early last night. I was just out of it, you know? Great weekend, though. Great little weekend. But I know Sci-Fi Quest is here. So we will get back on Starfield. Oh, not hopefully. We're going to do it tonight. I know Only Murders is, I always get it wrong. Is it 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. that it airs Pacific Standard Time? Actually, while we're hanging out, I can Google this. What time does Only Murders in the Building come out? 9 p.m. Okay. That's a 10 p.m. start. Because I'd like to, because that's about 2 hours after Kill Tony ends. Ooh, good man, David. Good man. I would put Mads in the same category as actors as Viggo Mortensen. Yes. And I feel bad about Mads because I didn't know about him for a decade and a half after. I fell in love with Viggo Mortensen as a child. Like, Viggo Mortensen's that actor that you could put him in anything, and I'm watching it. That dude's just phenomenal. He's not America's Dad, but he's because Bob Saget was America's Dad with Full House. But Viggo's kind of America's Dad in a different way. He's like the fantasy genre's dad. And then Ian McKellen's the grandpa. The Grandolph. That's a good way to say it. The Grandolph. Ooh, when I'm becoming a grandpa, I need my grandkids to call me Grandolph. You know how happy that would make me? That'd be great. Stormy doesn't have any kids, does he? Does Stormy have kids? I don't think so. He's never let us know if so. Maybe he has and I wasn't paying attention. Hopefully that wasn't the case. I try to pay attention. I try to know my peoples. But I'm pretty positive Stormy doesn't have kids. But if he did, Grandolph would be the name. Or Grandolph Vito or something. I don't know. Viggo got out of the painting. Who are you going to call? Wrong Viggo, but I like that Viggo too. Just not as much as Viggo Mortensen. Let me catch up real quick. Oh, of course. Anything that can let me yeehaw, I'm a happy freaking camper. So, in the spirit of it, yeehaw! You know, it's a decent one. They're a little bit different every day, but I can always get me a little yeehaw going. A little yee. Yeah, the yee stuff I used to say too much, but I was a kid. You know. Doctor Who trailer Saturday at noon. I'll be at the Iowa burn. Mark, you and Matt are very excited for Doctor Who. Very excited. And I can't blame you. If you love it, you love it. And they have such a great array of talent, especially like the new stuff. The one thing keeping me from really diving into Doctor Who is I'm so anal about chronology that I'd have to watch from way back when just to like feel like I caught up correctly. So I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But yes, the pie makes me happy. Apple pie, cottage pie, pecan pie. Bye, Miss American Pie. I can't sing, but it's a catchy tune, so I'm gonna stop before I die. All right, that was kind of like rhymey. I tried ish. I started to try. But steak pie. Steak pie would be my favorite kind of pie. Hell yeah, son. Yeah. That was a little quicker and a little, there's variations of ye. There's variations of ha. It depends how far you let out the ye and how far you let out the ha. How quickly you draw back the ye. How quickly you draw back the ha. 872 episodes starting now. I'm sorry. That kind of makes me sad though, because I don't think I'll ever watch Doctor Who, just because of that. I know that kind of sucks to say, but if I do that, I have no reason not to watch all these BS anime that have 1,000 episodes, 1,200 episodes, and I'm just like, okay, my excuse to not watch these is, first of all, it's not my favorite thing in the world necessarily, but second of all, I don't want to catch up on all that, Ooh, pork pie sounds nice. I'm from the South. I'm from Texas. We like to do shepherd's pie. I don't know if our pork pies would be similar, but we're big on casseroles. We're big on pies. We're big on things like that. You can multitask with 100 screens at a time. I only have, if I had more than one monitor, hell yeah. I don't know. Every time I try to type Vigo, it autocorrects to Biggie or Virgo. Gallipie. Gallipie? I feel like that's like a character's name or something. I don't know. But yeah. All right. Well, let's do this last little thing I saw today, and we'll just keep hanging out after the fact. This is. Oh wait, I definitely took it off of the screen that shows what we're doing. Now we're back to it. Savory, delicious. I always multitask and DoorDashing Des Moines right now, as always. Heyo, multitasking is the way to do it. If I had more monitors, I would. I have a small monitor that I kind of use as a TV, but I don't really ever use it. I don't know if I could hook it up as an extra monitor. I don't know if that just 2 monitors just helps in general. And I've never had that before. I also have a laptop. Oh, it's a pie? Gallipie is a pie? Okay, well, now I'm intrigued. Hold up. We're going to Google Gallipie. And we'll talk about John Wick in a second. Share this tab. Oh my God. What is that? Oh my God. I'm drooling already. Oh. And ooh, why does the egg just make it look that much better? So many eggs. I love that. Oh, why does that look so damn good? I know. The only thing about it is I'd have to make it. As much as I love y'all, I'd have to either bring my own seasoning or I'd have to make it myself if we're ever in a place to make it work. Because the one thing about y'all's food, which I like the way y'all make your food, I just don't like the lack of seasoning. I have too much character and personality for that stuff, And don't worry, it's not just y'all. The Northwest doesn't really season well out here. Northeast seasons all right. They season pretty well. Laura can vouch for that. They do some decent seasoning, at least on some seafood. I don't know about everything else. But Midwest, Northwest, they just lose flavor. I don't know. The South, specifically being raised 20 minutes from Louisiana, we got flavor, baby. We got flavor all day. But yeah, that looks delicious. I just have to add a little extra love in there. At 1:15, Mr. TARDIS is going live. But Doctor Who, hey, that's okay. Normally, I'd be like, Mark, but we're just hanging out today. So don't worry, brother. Don't worry. This is a very simple. I wish there was more news to talk about. It's such a freaking light news day. I was like, we're going to hang out. We're going to, just for the sake of being here, we're doing something, and I'm not going to push it back. Not going to say, we'll do it tomorrow, because I can't do it tomorrow. So nothing tomorrow, but Wednesday we're doing a Stargate stream with, I believe, Jamie and Matt. I know Jamie will be here, but I'm not sure if Matt will be here. Hopefully he will, as you know. But later, Mark, always appreciate you being here, my friend. Always appreciate. Ooh, as an American, you'll appreciate turkey stuffing and cranberry pie. Yeah. Not the biggest cranberry person myself, but I mean, as usual, baked enough, anything's good. So cranberry pie while baked, that's amazing. Stuffing is I'm not the biggest turkey person, but stuffing you can put on anything, and I freaking love stuffing. But turkey stuffing itself is something tasty as well, and it's pretty nice. If it has an HDMI, it will work. Oh, okay, so it would work. I could technically do that. I don't know. I got something in my eye. It itches. I gotta probably put some eye drops in or something. Oh, that's what we're doing. I was like, did I just completely blank on everything I was thinking about? No. We're talking about John Wick. Not much. God, now the other eye is kind of scratching. I probably do need eye drops. Anyway, not because I'm baked yet. It's not too early in the morning, but I'll get there. I guess I went to a steam room and a sauna this morning, and I guess it just dried me out a little bit. The steam room shouldn't have, but the sauna probably did. Any more news on Salem's Lot? I'm not sure. I've never watched Salem's Lot. I've heard good things about it, but I've never seen it personally. Oh, damn, y'all. That's just bothering me. Hold up. Y'all are going to see me crying. Sorry. I'll read while I'm crying, so it won't look so bad. And hopefully these eye drops don't kill me like they did on stream on that Sunday. I felt so bad on that day. Oh, I only got like half my eye. There we go. You ain't never seen somebody so accurate with eye drops, but I've got practice from I don't know, the last day I didn't smoke a little ganji, so I've got practice. Grind stuffing up, soak it in a broth and melted butter, and use it as a breadcrumb topping. Oh. Booking a room at the Continental for Friday? No way, is that already? Continental's on Friday? That's why they're talking about this, huh? Hotel Continental. No. Continental show. Series. It airs September 22nd. Nice. We are going to be doing a afterthoughts about that. What does it say what time it airs? I hope it's not midnight, because if it's midnight, it might just have to be only me and not me and Schmook, which is okay. Schmook has his own afterthoughts, so Continental can be kind of my own afterthoughts. Continental series release date and time. Share this tab real quick so y'all can see what I'm seeing. September 23, 2023 on the 22nd. Does it give me a time? We'll try Rotten Tomatoes, although I don't like to give much love to Rotten Tomatoes. My goal for MCubed over, like, my main goal for MCubed at the end of the day is not to just be like, obviously, we're here to talk our favorite things in the world, our hobbies, hope my kind of industry that I've chosen to work in. We talked about Salem's Lot before. You said it was supposed to be made, but no release date. Yeah, we looked it up. Honestly, we can look it up on IMDb while we're here. I'll have to do that outside of the tab I'm showing you for a second, but then we'll be able to hop in it afterwards. Midnight for you is 8 a.m. for me. Yep. That's perfect for you. Yeah, I'm thinking that's fine for me, but midnight for me is 2 a.m. for Schmook, and I don't think he's going to be staying up. Well, hell, it's a Friday night, so maybe we're the Thursday going into Friday. That might be different. If it's technically Friday or if it's technically Saturday based on like a midnight, then it would be difficult for if it's Thursday going into Friday and Friday being midnight, and that's when it airs. Fine for me, would be difficult for Schmook. If it is Friday going into Saturday, I know my buddy is a weekend animal. So he may be up. He may be up, but that would be completely up to him if he were able to join at 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. kind of time. That'd be a lot for him, you know. And I don't want to put that on him like that necessarily. But 5-hour time difference between us. I think there's just a 3, right? Because you're Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. This is a 3, right? Oh, 5-hour between y'all. Yes, 5-hour between y'all for sure. I got you. Unless Schmook is in Hawaii, he's behind your time, not ahead. True. I haven't even been able to pull that up yet. There we go. See, I have. Can I show you? I have my little webcam up here, but I have y'all on the TV right here, so I can see what y'all are saying without the 10-second latency on the TV before I can see it with a 10-second latency on here. 5 hours for UK. Yep. But yeah, let's read it. Oh, okay. This isn't what we're talking about. Oh, it is. But does it give me a time? Is what I'm looking for. What's the Continental about? When does the Continental premiere? That's my question. Honestly, what is the Continental about? So the 3-part event will explore the origin behind the iconic Hotel for Assassins centerpiece of the John Wick universe through the eyes and actions of a young Winston Scott, as he's dragged into the hellscape of 1970s New York City to face a past he thought he'd left behind. Winston charts a deadly course through the hotel's mysterious underworld in a harrowing attempt to seize the hotel where he will eventually take his future throne. Interesting. So obviously night 1's Friday, September 22nd. Night 2's Friday, September 29th. Night 3 is Friday, October 6th. 22, 29. Okay, so I'm thinking it's going to be Thursday, midnight Friday air is the way I'm thinking. So who stars in it? Mel Gibson's our main guy. Colin Woodell is playing Winston Scott. Michelle Prada is going to be there. Ben Robson. Hubert Point du Jour. Nung Kate. Jessica Elaine. Iomide, I don't know how to pronounce that name, is playing Sharon. That's cool. Iomide Edagun. Iomide. I need to hear it first before actually being able to pronounce it, probably. Jeremy Bobb and Peter Green. Really good cast. What characters will appear? Obviously, these two. John Wick isn't the first to commit violence in continental grounds. Well, duh. Winston leads a continental coup. That'll be fun to see. Young Sharon works for Cormac. That'll be interesting to see. New heroes and villains in the Continental. That will be fun to see as well. And I wonder if we'll see any of these guys' future selves in more John Wick stuff. Is New Year's Eve the Continental quotes John Wick, not to put those two words together. Anything more we need to know about the show? All right, yeah. We've got all that down pat. Interesting. Real quick, y'all. Real quick. Eight, 7, 6, 5? No, sorry. I just had to blow my nose real quick. I said I went to the steam room earlier and the sauna, and they done worked a number on my senses, which they always do. I didn't want my nose to be running and me making noises on screen that y'all don't need to be hearing, you know? So, yeah. I was doing y'all a favor. Ish. Trying to. Real quick, this gala pie is making me hungry. I'll be honest. What was the other pie? I kind of wanted to look up one of the other pies y'all said. Cottage pie. What is cottage pie defined as? Ooh, that's very casserole like. Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. Yeah. No, I've had cottage pie many times. My mom actually really likes making this. Oh. Ooh, what's the ooh? Traditional cottage pie. Yes. Now give us fancy cottage pie. Okay, it just looks pretty. Prettier, I guess. The potatoes are whipped and dolloped Twice. I don't like the lentils necessarily, but twice baked potatoes are magical. Magic. I'm making myself hungry. Anyway, well, we'll get back to John Wick real quick. I started thinking about pie. Cottage pie is shepherd's pie with beef instead of lamb. Oh, cool. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I am a fan of both. Big time. Big time. But yeah, let's go ahead and just read this little article. John Wick franchise timeline explained by the producers. This is an article by Chris McPherson, and how long does it take to recover from falling off a building anyway? That's a good question, honestly. Anyway, the John Wick films are sprawling, chaotic, fast-paced, and intense. And things happen very quickly. So quickly, in fact, that the timeline for the series has been clarified to state that although they took years to make, the first 3 movies take place over a very short space of time. Speaking with Collider's Christina Radish, the franchise's producers Erica Lee and Basil Iwanek, while promoting the upcoming prequel series, The Continental, gave their own interpretation of how the film series of events played out, and over how much time, admitting that it was technically not specifically defined within the film's canon, although there is a significant time jump from the 3rd film to the 4th. Well, yeah, the dude's literally falling off of multiple buildings, I guess, at that point. One big one. Anyway, the events of John Wick set in motion the entire series, with Chapter 2 taking place a few days after the denouement, as Wick tidies up some loose ends, having taken down the Russian mafia. That inadvertently brought him out of retirement following the murder of his puppy and the jacking of his beloved car. But Wick's return to public life means he's called into action by the High Table, and Wick wants out. He can't just leave, however, and ends up killing Ricardo Scaramacchio's Santino d'Antonio on Continental grounds, which are sacred. This sets off a worldwide hunt for Wick with an enormous bounty on his head. Having been made excommunicado for his actions, Wick arranges safe passage to Casablanca to hide and recruit help, seeking out the elder of the High Table before his return to New York, where he has been told to kill Winston, the manager of the New York Continental. However, Winston aligns himself with the High Table and shoots John, with John falling to the streets below the roof of the Continental. John is secretly delivered to the Bowery King in an underground bunker, where the pair agree to take on the High Table. A Cornish pastry? Let me. I'm reading these off of my screen in front of me now. Fisherman's pie, shepherd's pie. Oh, I'll have to look up what fisherman's pie is. It's essentially the same thing, but with fish. Probably look a little different, but sounds pretty good. Just wondered if you know anything about TV shows The Changeling or Black Snow with Travis Fimmel. I don't. I feel like I've heard something about The Changeling. Pasty, not pastry? Cornish pasty? What is a Cornish pasty? All right, well, I don't mind talking about food. I like talking about food. So we'll get right back into that in a second. At this point, I just kind of want to finish this article just to get it out. Oh, look, 1 paragraph. We're almost there. Long enough to heal and still be angry. I think the first 3 are set over 3 weeks, said Iwanek, before adding that the 4th film is set around 8 months later or something like that. Lee also noted the length of time had to be enough for Wick to heal from his injuries, but to still be angry at Winston and the High Table had what they had done to him. Iwanek and Lee were promoting The Continental, a spin-off series from the films, which is based around the hotel that is the focal point of the franchise. Yep. All right, booyah. So you're saying I should get over here and search fisherman pie? Ooh. I mean, very similar. Very different color. It just looked a lot lighter, a lot lighter in both color and like how it would taste and how it would digest, etc., etc. That looks nice. That would be fun. Jamie Oliver fish pie. No. Jamie Oliver, nothing. No Jamie Oliver. Screw Jamie Oliver. Pronounced pasty. Pasty. Interesting. Let me look it up. Cornish pasty. Cornish pasty. I still wanted a tight pastry, even though I didn't mean to. That looks really freaking nice. Ooh. That's right up my alley. I mean, it reminds me a lot of some old Southern soul cooking in a way. Oh my god, that looks delicious. I'm getting so hungry. I'm getting so hungry. Um, a Cornish pat. Did I? Okay, I was like, I know I typed it in right. I think if there's one thing we Brits can do is to make a pie. Yes, sir. Now we just need to add flavor to that pie. Is the thing. There's seasonings and there's spices around the world, and y'all conquered so much of the world. I don't know why you don't have that much flavor all the time, but we can help with that. We can help with that. We'll give you some Cajun seasoning. Don't worry. We'll bring a little spice in your life. I don't know. I love that. I love good food with good seasoning. But booyah. Let me check out the changeling. The changeling. Oh yeah. Oh, is this out already? Oh, I didn't even spell the right. How did I? Yeah, let's just go to IMDb. I love Lakeith Stanfield. Is set in an alternate. That's right. New York City, a father and husband searches through a magical world for his abducted son and missing wife. Excuse me there. Oh, what's that actress's name? She's really good too. Clark Backo. I recognize her. What has she been? She's in Letterkenny. That's right. Of course. Is it bad? That's where I recognize her from. I haven't seen the whole lot of Letterkenny, but I do enjoy the little bits I have seen. And she's really good at it. It's hard to act like that well when people are being that farcical, and hey, she does well. So, wait, what? There's lots of flavor. They have Indian seasoning. Yes, but it's used in like 2 dishes, you know? Like they have a couple dishes with spice, but not like not 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 well seasoned food, I guess. It's different. We only colonized India for the spices. Yeah. I know, yeah. Well, and a couple other things. But yeah. Any news on the film's Thanksgiving with Eli Roth or the Pet Cemetery prequel with David Duchovny? I forgot they were making a Pet Cemetery prequel. I haven't heard anything else about Thanksgiving though. Let me go ahead and pull up IMDb Pro over here, and then we can actually look into some of these things. Is it gonna let me? We'll just log in normally. No, I have to log in. Oh, what's my frickin'? What's my? I don't remember my password off the top of my head. Fingers crossed. Damn it, I knew that wasn't right. Maybe I can log in with Amazon to make that easy. Well, mine's not connected to Amazon. Mine's connected to IMDb. Interesting. Get your ass to the UK and try a vindaloo of pasty and all pies. Okay. okay. Gladly. Real quick before Changeling. So no, I don't know anything about Changeling really. Besides that, I think I've seen the trailer and that's it. I love Lakeith Stanfield, so I'm down to watch it, or try it out, especially since it's a newer show, so it's probably still airing. I might be able to catch up to some of it. New episode September 22nd. Oh, same time as The Continental. Now, okay. Black Snow real quick with Travis Fimmel. Remember the best pie is humble pie. Tis true. Black Snow. That's right, Black Snow. Oh, we're on IMDb. We might as well look at this. Oh my god. Black Sun. I did not mean to type that. I just can't type worth a damn. Black Snow. Oh! I feel like I might have seen a character poster. I don't know if I've seen the trailer. I just remember Travis Fimmel with glasses and being like, what did they do? In 1995, 17-year-old Isabel Baker was murdered. The crime shocked the small town of Ashford and devastated the Australian South Sea Islander community of Elizabeth. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm not familiar with it. Is it any good? Is it any good at all? I'm not sure. Now what's a Vindaloo? Now I feel like I should know what a Vindaloo is. Oh, yeah, I knew what Vindaloo was. I'm so hungry now, y'all. I've got some eggs. I might have to make myself some eggs. I don't know what else. Ooh, actually, today might be a good day for some beef tartare. I like to do me some beef tartare every now and then. I'm gonna do some beef tartare today. I think that's what we'll do. Not we, I guess, but me. We as in me and my conscious, my subconscious, me, myself, and I. And however else I can refer to myself in third person. Anyways. Can't believe they want to reboot. It's like the fourth time I've combined words today. Reboot Thunder. Reboot the Blue Thunder series. You don't think it's out yet? Okay. Actually, let's just check. It should say right here, right? Watch on AMC Plus, season 1 with Prime Video channels. 2022. It doesn't give us an actual release date. Maybe further down. Oh, actually, I kind of want to read the larger synopsis. In 94, 17-year-old Isabel Baker, God, words are difficult today, was murdered. The crime shocked. That was not a good time to laugh, but you know what I was laughing about, not the murder part. Oops. The crime shocked the small town of Ashford and devastated Isabel's Australian South Sea Islander community. The case was never solved. The killer never found. And in present day, the opening of a time capsule unearths a secret that puts cold case detective James Cormack on the trail of the killer. Oh, a time capsule? That's pretty cool, though. I do like the idea of a time capsule reopening a case. That's kind of cool. Interesting. Does it say when it's coming out, though? Release date, December 31st, 2022. Country of origin, Australia. English. Goalpost pictures. Cool. Okay, cool. Reboot Thunder. My ADD self puts things together too often. It just kind of like jumbles things together and just keeps moving. So we're rebooting Thunder, of course. We still don't have AMC in England anymore. Really? Could you get AMC Plus though? Could you like what they just suggested, I guess, on the very first part of it before we scrolled all the way down was you could watch it on Prime TV. Or if you got AMC from Prime TV, I think is what it said. Yeah. Watch on AMC Plus, season 1 with Prime Video channels. Does that mean you could get AMC Plus on there? How do you prepare steak tartare? Ooh, a few different ways. Of course, I make it a little different. No, you don't. You can't do that. Damn. I don't know where to. Can you get the app itself from like the App Store or the Google Play Store or something like that? I'm not positive on that at all. I wish I were. But how do I prepare steak tartare? Well, you see. Okay, real quick though, before I start talking about this, are Amazon going to reboot Rings of Power for season 2? No, but Paramount's rebooting Halo for season 2. I honestly, part of me, I'm intrigued by both ways different companies did different things. They're not like Halo and Rings of Power. They're actually kind of comparative in some ways. One's obviously sci-fi, one's fantasy. Both are very popular series that people adore and have grown up with love. That they're very particular about, which has been the downfall of both of the series, is that they have not delved into that particularness, I guess. So Halo needs a reboot. Well, that's the good thing. That Halo show, the series, which I actually didn't mind the first season that much. The only Halo game I played from start to finish is Halo Reach. So all I have is like their origin story, the backstory ish. Like, so that's all I can judge, I guess, based upon my knowledge that I already have with it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I actually really enjoyed Bokeem Woodbine, and I don't remember was she a Vietnamese actress? I don't remember her character name, but I know she wasn't part of any Halo or anything like that. And actually, I think that was my favorite storyline in that little Halo universe so far. And I liked how Bokeem Woodbine's character worked alongside Pablo Schreiber's Master Chief. Just like Mando, you just can't have Master Chief taking off his helmet so damn much. But the difference is that I guess an approach that Amazon and Paramount are taking is before Halo even came out, people like Rings of Power were clamoring about how bad it was going to be because it didn't follow Halo lore the way that people understand and love Halo lore. Paramount said, all right, well, we've already made season 1, so we're putting it out. We're going to get new showrunners for season 2, and we're going to do entirely different. I just hope they reboot and don't repoop. Yeah, but after you spend that much money on a season 1, you got to do something, I don't think it's going to be an entirely new show, and they already have casts that have signed contracts for multiple seasons and things like that, so I don't think they can reboot, And I don't mind them taking from someone who's never played Halo to the degree most people have played Halo that enjoy that. I'm not mad about it being, what is it, the blue universe instead of the silver universe, or the blue squad instead of the silver squad, or whatever the hell it is. Coming from just a completely objective standpoint, I don't mind it. I really don't. I just wish the story were a little more pertinent and cared for. It felt like what they did with at least Master Chief's side of the story should have been done over a series and not a season of television, or at least a couple seasons of television, where I think that's why I enjoyed the Bokeem Woodbine and the girl's story more, just for the grounded aspect of it, even though it is a space sci-fi story. Is the normal contract for 3 seasons these days? It depends on your lawyer. It depends on the studio. It just depends on the studio's lawyers. There's no way of telling. Everything's different, But yeah, Paramount is choosing to get a new set of creators, and they are going to take Paramount's Halo moving forward, at least for this next season. Rings of Power, they said, all right, well, J.D. Payne and is it J.D. Payne and John McKay? Is that? I think. Why does that sound? I know it's J.D. Payne. I might not have it all entirely correct there, but those two guys, the Rings of Power showrunners at least, they are getting another shot at it, another chance at it, which I also think that they were very fresh. They were tenderfoots, essentially, of filmmaking, and got this giant IP, and the world was on their shoulders. They were expected to do a whole bunch, and they did not pull through. They learned a lot from that, and hopefully they can pick up, and there were some great and good elements both in season 1. So hopefully season 2 of Rings of Power expands and extends better elements like that. But both we are yet to see, and both I'm highly, highly, highly intrigued for. David, have you tried a VPN? Oh, wait. App Store says it doesn't work in England, AMC. We used to get it through BT app, but the contract ran out and they're not renewing it, or some other reason. Whatever the reason, we are AMC free in the UK. Damn. Okay. A VPN may work. A VPN may work. My other thought might be, do you pay for cable or do you have a cable network or anything like that? I have YouTube TV as my cable, and YouTube TV should have those shows on there without having to have AMC Plus. Maybe that would work. No, wouldn't know where to begin or who to trust. Surfshark. I'm using Surfshark right now. Technically, oh, it just scanned, told me I have no threats. Technically, I am multi-hopping currently between Los Angeles and it just says GB, so Great Britain, somewhere in there. Oh, Manchester. Okay, I'm somewhere between Manchester and Los Angeles. They'll never know, and they probably will, but it doesn't matter for whatever. But geo-blocking should be a crime with streaming. There's no reason for it. I 1,000% agree. It's BS. And you know what? VPNs don't even work half the time for that. Sometimes they do, which, David, you should try. Surfshark or what's the other one I used to use? NordVPN's okay. I would suggest Surfshark, though. That's just like generally the most well-known, well-used, and utilized, I would think. But yeah, if not, YouTube TV maybe? YouTube TV maybe, possibly. Maybe a Hulu TV or something like that. Not entirely sure. Something would work, though. Okay, but before we get back to the steak tartare, there's Changeling and the Black Snow. What? Excuse me, Lordy. Oh, Thanksgiving. That's right. And the Pet Cemetery. Oh, let me hold up. Let me try to log into IMDb Pro. Log in. Let me see if this is my password. Damn. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna go do my whole forget my password, whatever. Z584GP. It's making me do all these. Enter the characters you see. All right, check my email. One step at a time. I'm doing this fast, speedy. Okay, and apparently too fast. The email hasn't come through yet. Come on, IMDb. Come on, IMDb. Oh, look, there it is. Got it. All right. All right, click this. We're going to fix her up. New password. Trying not to say it out loud as I type it because I am known to do such things. And that would not be good to say my professional IMDb account password out loud. It would not be good. Yeah, let Google save this for me so I don't frickin' forget it. That might be nice. That might be nice. Yep. Booyah. What? What is my... I have a pin for this? Okay, good. How did... Oh, Google had a pin for me. Okay, that was complicated getting in there. All right. So let me bring y'all to IMDb Pro. This is a very fun little thing. I think Surfshark is free. I pay Nord $30 a year. I have, if you look on the right, like channels and stuff, people have good little deals and things for Surfshark and different things. You use Pirate Bay, at least not for so, yeah, I forgot about Pirate Bay. I was never a fan of it though, because I'm such a big film guy. I've always kind of been like, if I want to desperately watch something and it wasn't ever showing near me, then yeah, I'll usually pirate it. But I try not to pirate stuff. But with the whole geo-blocking aspect of things, like shit, I mean, you can't expect people not to, If you want people to actually pay for what you want them to watch and want to put on their screens and allow them to watch, Put it out there, you know. Like anyway, that could frustrate me like a mother. Um, some do, some don't. Yep. Just bought a multi-regional Blu-ray player so I can watch Tales of the Walking Dead. Cool. Real quick, Thanksgiving and then Pet Cemetery. Thanksgiving, Pet Cemetery, and then Laura, we're talking steak tartare after that. All right. All right. Real quick though, look at IMDb Pro. A little bit different than IMDb, huh? You usually get news here, and always in the middle, kind of here. It gives you a bunch of good stuff. And you know, I should use IMDb Pro a little bit more to find our topics for the day. What is this one? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hits Paramount Plus already? Already? No frickin' way. It's been making so much money though. Why put it in there so quickly? That's so dumb. See, look, this is all like after we started the stream, all this stuff has come out. AFI sets Maxine's Baby, the Tyler Perry story as centerpiece. Our Worlds Collide. Ooh, EP Rosario Dawson. Ooh, cool. Darren Aronofsky, cinematographer Matthew Libatique. The Drew Barrymore stuff, whatever. WGA negotiations to restart on Wednesday. Ooh! I know we're gonna have a Stargate stream on Wednesday, but I might have to begin the conversation just a tad bit with that. But that's a good thing. WGA then Stargate wouldn't be a bad stream at all. Okay, but now I'm just looking at news. This is IATSE, IATSE, Motion Picture Editors Guild, and a few other things. New Nickelodeon contract. Cool. Anyway, we're gonna look up Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. 2023. It is currently in post-production. See, this is my favorite thing about this. It is set up very similarly to IMDb, but it is professional at the same time. Hold up. I don't know if I'm allowed to actually show things past this because it shows people's y'all see where it says contacts here? It will literally give you people. I shouldn't even say that out loud. But you know what? If to get IMDb Pro, you have to pay $120 a year, which ain't no cheap thing, you know. For someone who works in the industry, it's a very professional thing, and it's something that we should all have if you're part of this industry, I guess. But one of the cool things about IMDb that is also one of the things that can be a little daunting for it is if you're the agent to somebody, your number's on here. If you're their production company or something, their number and address, all that stuff is on here, and it can be found. So I'm hesitant to scroll down. Hesitant to scroll down. What do you want to know about again, David? Is my next question. What quest say? I'd rather they record my view, especially as a reviewer, reactioneer on a small media site called YouTube. I'd rather they record my view, especially as a reviewer reaction on a small media site called you. Oh, for movies and stuff. Yeah. I was like, huh? But yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm with you. Yeah. That and I like supporting the companies. You know, that's the only way the movies are going to keep being made. And although the companies can be pretty shite at times, they can be pretty great at other times. And my optimistic self tends to not look at things through an optimistic lens, but I try to hopefully push towards an optimistic outcome. Because I'm very pragmatic and logical in just the way my brain works. But I don't know if it's the greenery and the herbs or what, but I just like a little optimism. I like to look at the bright side of things, the whole glass half full, not so empty kind of thing, you know? Because you can choose to look at things in any kind of way, and I'd rather look at them in a bright way. But what were you checking out here? Oh, I immediately scrolled down and there were numbers on screen. Y'all don't. I'm not even going to suggest these things. Never mind. Let me scroll back up. What was the question here? The Blue Thunder, the rebloot. I'm gonna be cracking up about that all day. Rebloot? Know anything about TV shows? The Changeling or okay. David. Thanksgiving. Any news on films Thanksgiving with Eli Roth or Pet Sematary? Oh, we're just looking at news. Okay. What about the WGA SAG doing a Murder, She Wrote dress up for the strike? But more importantly, they're supposed to be making a new Murder, She Wrote film. There's some irony there. There's some irony there. It's just like, if you want, which is totally saying, like, literally, I won't name any names, but while I was at the WGA SAG strike a couple weeks ago, I was literally talking to writers that were saying, yeah, I've written 7 Hallmark movies while this has been going on. I've done this. They're all writing. Like, no one's like, they're bored out of their minds. They're all writing. Like, damn well after they do this whole BS kind of, let's dress. I mean, I'm not saying it's BS or anything like that. I'm that the wrong phrasing, whatever. I just find it ironic and funny because damn well after everybody goes and dresses up after Murder She Wrote, they're going back to like one of their apartments, one of their houses, somebody's backyard, a freaking local anything, and they're gonna be writing. Like, there's no way they're not writing anyway. Especially if there's a new Murder She Wrote film and anybody picketing that's supposed to be writing that is going to be there, they will be writing Murder She Wrote directly after they leave that, It's funny on the net. Everything's available if you know where to look anyways, but don't break data protection, Harris. Yeah, that's I don't know if this would break it, Is there any way to... Oh, look. You know what I can do, though? Y'all aren't going to like it. It's not like you wouldn't like it, but discard changes. Let me add a new layout on here. A camera slot. And I'm just going to put a big old camera slot over where that would be. Save. I'm going to call this IMDb Pro, so I know which one to use if we ever come back to Pro. Save new layout. Let's see if that works. Let's see if this works. And can I add this to screen now? Add to stage. No, but I want it here. Okay, edit layout. Add item. I'm not the most technologically savvy human being in the world. Okay. There we are. That'll be a media slot. Put that down there. And that should protect us just fine. Just update layout. Yeah. Are we there? Are we in our new layout? Is that okay? It's not as big on the actual IMDb stuff. Oh, wait. No, screw that. I can't do that. Hold up. No. That didn't do anything. Delete this. Expand this. And then add a new camera slot here. I'm figuring this stuff out. I'm figuring it out. Slowly. Very slowly. Yeah, we'll call that a good spot. Clearly sarcastic laugh. It's not worth the risk. Just show it to yourself. Yeah. But okay. Is this good though? I can look up now. I forget that my screen is showing directly in front of me. So yeah, I think we're okay. Let's go to news about Thanksgiving here. Yeah, we're looking like we're okay. We're looking like we're all right. Well, yeah, don't scroll too much. Oh, I scrolled too much. I scrolled way too much. Am I still there? Okay. September 10th was the last thing anything came out about it. Actually, I don't think the production company can do anything bad. That's not like an individual's. Okay, good. We're okay because it's not like an individual. I think this is all common knowledge. Oops. Okay, so UK Ireland cinema release dates, latest updates for 2023. New holiday horror movie pays off a tease set up in a Quentin Tarantino movie from 16 years ago, etc., etc. Yeah, I can't believe Addison Rae's in this. Like, that's just so weird. That's I know she's done 1 or 2 movies already, but is she gonna be a good actress? I really don't know. Definitely not from the ones she's already done, but we'll see. Pet Cemetery. Let's check it out. Um, I'm not seeing anything. Let me look up Cacophony. And we'll check one of my favorite bits about this. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna be able to scroll down. Why isn't it letting me click this? Cacophony. Why? Hello? Can I what? Okay, I was going crazy for a second there. Oh yeah, yep. I can't scroll down much. Oh, well, look. Oh, I guess it does say his individual talent agency agent and all this. I'm gonna share this tab real quick, and I'll be right back with y'all. About what's going on over here. Let me just get to the Pet Cemetery page here. His credits, projects in films in production: Pet Cemetery, Bloodlines, Man-Made Man, Adam the First. Project in development: Truly Like Lightning and Unearthed. Interesting. It says Pet Cemetery is in post-production, as well as Adam the First, and production is unknown on Man-Made Man, which he's a producer of. He's directing, not directing, sorry, he's starring in this. So now, okay, it's just Paramount there, so we can share this back. So we're back. Oh, thank you. I wasn't even paying attention, or I should have. I'm learning little bit by little bit, barely. What about the Amber Aquaman 2 news? Well, okay, so real quick, the little bit about that is the only thing I've seen so far is that James Wan, the director, or maybe one of the producers, somebody big up on the head honchos of making the movie, said that the plan was to always make the second film more of a bromance than it was like a romance. The first film was Mera and Aquaman, and the second film is more bromantic between Aquaman and his brother Orm, or half brother Orm. So I guess it's going to be mostly that, So I guess there was always the lack of Mera going to be there, but now that Amber's put herself in the place that she has, I don't think we're going to see more than 3 minutes of her on screen. I really don't. We might, maybe she'll. The thing I can think of is maybe when, what Arthur. I was like, I know his name, Arthur Curry. Maybe whenever Arthur has to leave Atlantis, that's where we'll see Mera, and she's like ruling in his stead for now, kind of deal. But also, like, okay, Amber Heard maybe have filmed her stuff, but I don't dislike the idea of Emilia Clarke taking over. Well, they're not making any more Aquaman anyway, so never mind. Scratch that thought. We're so proud of Harris learning stuff. It takes a while. It takes a village sometimes, but we manage. All right. So here, though, in 1969, a young Judd Crandall has dreams of living in his hometown of Ludlow, Maine, leaving his hometown of Ludlow, Maine behind, but soon discovers sinister secrets behind. I can't even read. We're starting that over. Good Lord. In 1969, a young Judd Crandall has dreams of leaving his hometown of Ludlow, Maine behind, but soon discovers sinister secrets buried within and is forced to confront a dark family history that will forever keep him connected to Ludlow. Interesting. I don't know why they need a prequel for this. Did Stephen King actually... Oh, I was like, Stephen King wrote this? No. Stephen King wrote the novel, obviously. Jeff Bueller and Lindsay Anderson Beer were the other two writers. Let's see what they've done real quick. Night Flyers, The Midnight Meat Train, The Prodigy, and Pet Cemetery, the film. Interesting. Okay. The 2019 one. Lindsay Anderson Beer, what did you write? Pet Cemetery Bloodlines, Sierra Burgess is a Loser, Chaos Walking, and Untitled Star Trek Beyond sequel. Ooh. Open link and new tab. We might have to do some scouring, you know? Real quick. News on here though. One day ago, Pam Grier and David Duchovny star in trailer for Paramount's Pet Cemetery Bloodline, premiering on Friday, October 6th. Okay, well, you know what? Would y'all want an afterthoughts on this? Oh, they do it all the time. There's way too many Children of the Corn. And for Children of the Corn being as great of an actual story as it is, none of them are that good. The original movie I do enjoy, actually. The one with... Why am I thinking Linda Hamilton? It's not Linda Hamilton. Children of the Corn from... Actually, I do have normal IMDb right here. Is it 1974, that Children of the Corn? When was the 84, not 74? Linda Hamilton, yeah, okay. All right, okay. I was like, this is the one I do like. I'm gonna rate it a 6 out of 10. I don't love it or would have given it a little bit more, but for what it is, it's pretty damn good. I enjoy it for the time. The effects weren't necessarily all that great, but you know what? For that time, pretty damn good. Amber Heard trial was the most entertaining thing I've seen in years. Oh, my mom was like glued to that. My neighbor who's coming in town and staying with me soon, because she moved away a couple year ago ish. She was obsessed with it. Every time I walk over there, she'd just be watching like, have you heard this? Come check it out. Come check it out. It'd be hilarious. I would, but don't know how popular it would be after the second one. Yeah, it's if how do we know how many? Let's check how many episodes it is. Does it tell us? I hope it tells us. I'm sure there's a way to. Besides that, last news was a couple days ago. Bloodlines takes... Stephen King says Pet Cemetery takes liberties. It's not only children that tell the truth after all. Stephen King's taken social media to let people know that the upcoming prequel film, Pet Cemetery's Bloodlines, isn't entirely faithful to the source material or to the film or what. I don't know. Interesting. That makes me a little less excited about it. I started watching Believing Her and ended up hating her. Oh, I never believed her. She's got an iffy past prior to Johnny Depp, you know. But that's whatever. That's a lot. But for the afterthoughts on a Pet Cemetery, that would be fun to do. Because you don't get to do like horror themed afterthoughts most of the time. Of course, Walking Dead would be a little bit more like that. And maybe Schmook will want to do some Walking Dead afterthoughts. That might be a good idea. We kind of missed out on doing... Schmook wants to do Loki season 2, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think we're going to do that. Because we could just be like, well, we're going to do an afterthoughts on every show. But I feel bad about not starting... I want these afterthoughts to be done as the show airs, you know, and I want to be able to talk about it as these things air, as they happen, and have it almost like a bookmark in history and for our little selves and our little thought processes on these things, you know. I don't want to have to rewatch things and then afterthoughts in episode 1 of season 1 of Loki and then do all that, you know, and that goes with anything. Like Last of Us, I don't think we'll do afterthoughts on just because we weren't able to. Oh, no, I lied. We did the afterthoughts Last of Us. My first example was a false example. Scratch that. Yeah, any Marvel show, any of these Star Wars shows, like Ahsoka works, but we couldn't do Mando, if that makes sense. I've started waiting until the season ends before watching any. I know a lot of people do that just because of like the streaming model that's kind of been baked into our brains at this point. I much prefer sitting with something for a week, thinking about it, and then maybe completely forgetting about it after a day or two. And then a day or two before it comes back, and you're like, wait a second. This is going to air on Tuesday. I need to think about it. Or air on Monday, Wednesday, whenever. And your brain just starts coming up with some stuff just naturally. And I love that process of film and TV. And it's one of my favorite parts about TV, honestly. I wish more shows would drop the binge and do week by week. I think it's way more monetarily beneficial for the show and the project itself. And all kinds of other stuff, you know? But anyway, I think that's all we got for Bloodlines here. I'm looking up Plot Kept Under Wraps, the follow-up to Star Trek Beyond. It doesn't necessarily pre-production updated August 3rd, 2022. So it had this page has not been updated in over a year. But the cast that is already there are 6. There's Carl Urban, Zoe Saldana, Chris Pine, Simon Pegg, Zachary Quinto, and John Cho. Obviously, we would all expect those from the new age Star Trek folk, of course. But that was just me going back to that other tab real fast. Ooh, you could do an Afterthoughts catch-up show where you discuss the week TV shows, and you could cover a lot more. I mean, I like that. I think that'd be a different thing. I like having afterthoughts for each show, which kind of either brings an individual or a panel of folk together to be able to talk about something, you know? I just feel like it's more, it makes each show more pertinent and more memorable over time. It's an easier way for me, selfishly, I guess, to remember what the hell's going on all the time. But I think it's also a good way for all of y'all to remember stuff, and everybody else who comes and watches this in the future. It just kind of it's we're all on like a similar page, you know. It's kind of like people watching football and going, all right, well, I'm going to watch this about I'm going to watch this podcast about the sports game, and then I'm going to watch this dissection show about it, and it's going to do this. We're kind of acting like that. I don't want to do the whole dissecting it scene by scene because that gets a little too much sometimes. But I thoroughly enjoy the afterthought aspect of things, I guess. You know? Looking forward to Afterthoughts for Monarch. We still need to talk about it. We do. We should talk about it. Starfield tonight? Yeah, I'm going to set that for 10:15 Pacific Standard Time. So 6 a.m. for you. Get some sleep before that, my friend. Get some sleep if you can prior to it. But about 6 a.m. for you. But I do really like this idea, David. I'd like to incorporate that. I just need to have. I feel like I need to do that correctly. I feel like you'd have to have a panel. Either I would have no social life at all anymore, or I would have to have a panel and somebody watches all the comedy shows. Somebody watches all the fantasy shows. Somebody watches all the sci-fi shows. Somebody watches all the dramas. Someone watches all the true sitcoms. Someone watches the new docuseries for the week. Someone watches whatever, Animal Planet, whatever it may be, you know? And then you kind of do like a little newsroom version of that and have everybody, oh, I just smacked my microphone. That was probably a loud noise. Sorry, y'all. And have everybody come in, you know, and have like, talk to the weather guy, and instead of the weather guy, talk to the fantasy guy, and the fantasy guy comes in, or talk to the sci-fi girl, and she comes in and tells her story, or all the different shows of the week, and how they did, what to like minor plot details, not like to actually give away things and stuff like that. I really like the idea. I've thought about it. It's just it takes a lot of bandwidth, and I think I'd probably have to be paying people to do that. So we're going to need to be monetized and probably have a couple thousand or tens of thousands of more people in here before that is truly applicable in the way I would like it to be. Because my ultimate goal, which I guess I kind of started getting into earlier whenever we clicked onto Rotten Tomatoes, is not just to be, you know, this is a hobby. This is fun, and I'm going to do it one way or another. This week on MCubed, kind of, you know, I would like it to be a like I want MCubed itself, YouTube wise, to be like a little bit of a media network for this kind of stuff, and have like This Week on MCubed and stuff like that, and talking about all the different things per network, per TV show, per television channel, etc., etc. And then I want to make need a jingle. Yeah, you always need a jingle. I'd like to kind of with the way I do McGrades, or have people do McGrades, the MCubed grade reviews. I would like people to start thinking of McGrades in the same way they think of Rotten Tomato scores one day. That's like my ultimate goal, but I need to design a website, and I need to do a couple other things that I am not necessarily the most tech savvy person to jump on and into that at the moment. And that's like a big project in itself, actually setting up a page that would, and I don't want it to be arbitrary things. I want people to vote like and put a half a point into something, like either 0, half a point, or 1 point into like 1 out of 10. And then you can kind of gauge that as like literally 1 out of 100 score wise by fives, you know. I don't know if I'm explaining it in a succinct way or not, but I've got ideas, and I'd like to put them to the test and see how they do over time in the near future. Just choose the best ones at the moment, make a top 10 list, and stick to that. And yes, have a panel. Also, you have a panel in front of you. Yeah. Is this the panel in front of me right now? Kind of. But yes, yeah. Well, I've got ideas. We'll put some stuff through the test over the future, but let's get back to it real quick. There is not much, I think, that left to talk about besides just kind of hanging out. So while we're hanging out, I'm trying to find Laura's question from earlier. The most important question of the entire stream. How do you prepare steak tartare? So I'm a pretty simple guy. A lot of the times I will literally just do salt, pepper, garlic, and that's it. My favorite way to prepare it, though, well, okay, I'll do that, and then I put egg yolks in it, of course. Egg yolks are necessary for steak tartare. So Harris has a social life? Yes, believe it or not. A fairly decent one. I try to be up and at him, and which you can tell I got a social life from how often I tend to have to push back the stream or do something like that, because that happens way too often. But yeah, but oops. But how do I prepare? Usually SPG and then egg yolks, ground beef. That's my simple way. But because I have avocado tree in my backyard, I like to use some guacamole. So I'll make my own guacamole, and then I will put guacamole on top of usually SPG. And if I'm using guacamole, I'll put something like cayenne or something on top of it just to give it a little spice. And then I have the egg yolks on top of that. And if I have, because guacamole and a bunch of ground beef kind of just all like mixed together is there. It's some people would absolutely hate like the texture to it. I don't mind the texture, but to make the texture just a little bit better and more, I guess, digestible for people that might come over and be like, what's that? I want to try a bite or something, you know? I'll crunch up a bunch of pork rinds and, you know, make them as much into like a little breadcrumb as I can and sprinkle that throughout the dish, essentially. And that way, my ultimate steak tartare is ground beef, usually 15 or 20% fat, and then the rest protein, of course. I try not to do the 5% fat or 10% fat. I like a little bit more fatty cut for that. And then it's ground beef, fattier ground beef. So it's not a steak with tartare sauce on it. No. Tartare, that's tartar. They're different, I guess. Tartar and tartare are different. I did not realize that until I went to Africa and actually had like a South African dude be like, yo, this is like an actual tartar thing. And like, And I have a whole video about it, whatever. And not an actual video anywhere. Like I have one in my phone somewhere, kind of deal. And I'll show it to you sometime. I have to fish it out next year when it comes up in memories. I'll fish it out. But my ultimate steak tartare, ground beef, SPG, salt, pepper, garlic powder typically. Which if I'm making the guacamole, I'll put minced garlic pieces in it sometimes, and that's so good. Tartar sauce is best with cod anyway. well, yeah, it is. But tartare is just like raw meat, right? It's just raw meat. There's fish tartare all the time. It's essentially the same thing as sashimi, right? Is that a good way of saying it? Tartare and sashimi, it's very similar in stylistic ways, I guess, or really similar, and they're kind of just different names for the same thing. But anyway, the ultimate steak tartare: ground beef, fattier ground beef, salt, pepper, garlic powder, guacamole, homemade guacamole, of course, on top. Put whatever you want in the guacamole. I usually put minced onions, and cayenne, a little, usually, I use dark Mexican chili powder typically, but it depends. But I put some chili powder, of course, and then sprinkle some pork rinds on that baby, and crush up a few as well. And it's delicious. After, of course, you top all of that with a couple egg yolks. You should use 3 egg yolks per pound of steak tartare, I believe, is my thing. I usually eat 1 pound, and I'll that's like my meal for the day if I'm eating tartare, you know? Guacamole, more like pucamole. David! One more time. David! Okay, last time. David! Let me make you some guacamole. You know damn well the guacamole they have in the UK is not the guacamole they have 100 miles from Mexico, 200 miles from Mexico. Come try some guacamole, or I'll bring my avocados. By the time I reach over there, they should be ripe enough to use, you know, or fresh enough to use. Tartare has an E on the end. Raw, yes. There's tartar, and then there's tartare, or I guess, it's tartar sauce, and then there's tartare. Tartare is with the E. Tartare. That's fun to say. I've said it so many times in the last 3 minutes. Y'all could totally clip this and have me just going tartare, tartare, tartare. You could also clip me just saying David a few times as well. But I did not like guacamole until I was like 7 or 8, 9 years old, and my entire family thought I was insane, and rightfully so. Honestly, I don't know what it was, but I'm glad my taste buds changed or something like that, because I adore, like, I could eat my weight in some queso. I could eat my weight in some guacamole as well. And my favorite thing to do if I'm at a little Mexican restaurant or Tex-Mex or wherever is if there's queso and guacamole on the table, there's just something magical about dipping a chip into the queso, having the hot cheese there, and then dipping it into just enough guacamole to put on top of it to give it a little bit of a texture change, a little bit of a temperature change, that cold little feel with the hot cheese and just the chip. It's magic. It's magic. But it's raw. Yeah, it's raw. Tartare. Turkic warriors called Tartars or Tartars. Tartars or taters. Taters. Is it taters? Tatars or my Texas just came out there. Taters, boys. Taters, y'all. There's that funny, obviously there's eating taters, and then Sam and just yelling to God on potatoes. And then there's the lady from wherever she is in the South telling Gordon Ramsay potatoes after she says taters a couple times, and it's great. Avocados, very variable quality in the UK. Interesting. I have delicate taste buds and put tomato sauce in everything. I'm such a child. Hey, I'm a crackhead for ketchup. Ooh, real quick. Ow, I just kicked the hell out of this chair. Real quick, let me grab my fridge real quick. This was cheaper than ketchup at my local Ralph's. And I was like, why? How is this cheaper? Is it raw? Is why I asked. Oh yeah, it's raw. But this is like It's black truffle with other natural flavors, tomato condiment. This is freaking amazing. It was like $3.50. And that's the best ketchup or ketchup-like thing. I guess technically it would be like catsup, like the one of the older versions of ketchup, maybe. But it was delicious. Cheaper than the ketchup, like because I usually try to buy like organic ketchup or something. I just don't like all that high fructose corn syrup flavor. If America does one thing absolutely freaking wrong, it's use high fructose corn syrup in everything. Everything. Same thing with seed oils. Like, careful. Crichton might blow his top. Crichton. My mom's calling. This is the second time she's called me. I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Man, I hope Harris is on a good relationship with his butcher. Wouldn't trust store ground beef. I feel you. I usually don't buy store ground beef. I actually don't buy store ground beef at all. If I buy something from the store, it's usually like ribs or something like that, or a particular cut. I have a butcher box, so I order butcher box every month, and it cuts my grocery bill in like half or a third, just depending on the month. It's great. It's so great because I used to be completely carnivore. I try to eat animal-based. I've not been very good about it the last 6-7 months, really. But typically, animal-based is the way I eat, so it's usually just meat and fruit. So if I'm going to the store, all I have to grab is fruit, and fruit and butter and whatever else I want to grab because my butcher box just helps out like a mother. But yeah, besides that, I try to have a good relationship with butchers. But great stream as always. See you later. Take care and yeehaw! I like it. I like it. But yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and head on out of here. Call back my mama. She's been calling. There might be something going on. I don't think so, but we'll see. Thank y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I forgot to do this earlier, so if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe, share to all your people. If you want to, follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. All right there at the same thing. And y'all know y'all my people. I appreciate the hell out of you. And I will see you tonight on MCubed or in the morning on MCubed. Bright and early, bright and late. Either one. All the above. Bye all. And have a damn good day, y'all. Actually, I totally lied. Who's still here? Who's still here? Are we still here? Real quick. Later, I'll see you all soon. Stay safe and take care. Yes, yes, yes. But real quick, I promised something. I didn't promise it, but, I said it. So we might as well do it. Real quick. Let me put my shoes on. Me! Hell yes, Quest. Hopefully David and Laura are still here. And Peter Peter was the last one here. Yeah. Hopefully it's y'all four. David, Quest, either Laura or Peter. Smoking a bowl. I was a little aggressive. My hair went everywhere. We'll be right back. Oh, I might have to grind up a little more bud. I have to grind up a little bud. I don't know if I have enough on this tray to just toss a bowl in there. Do I have enough in the grinder itself is the question. No, there's absolutely nothing in this grinder. All right, we're going to smoke one bowl. We haven't done a smoke stream in a long time. And, if anybody makes it all the way this far in a rewatch way down the road, hopefully they won't report it or anything or whatever, but we'll be good, One second. Now we're extra good. Now that we've got the herbs, we can grind the herbs and then put the herbs in a bowl and smoke said bowl. It is a beautiful process that I like to repeat over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And I usually stop about there. And next day rolls over, and then I'll do it again. Something like that. Not really. I either smoke like in the freaking evening, or I'll smoke 2 or 3 times a day. I used to be I used to smoke much more constantly just to kind of keep my, I guess, ADD at bay, because this will help me keep focused to a degree, because I usually only smoke sativa. Lucille will be jealous from Friday the 13th. Lucille from Friday the 13th. The original one? I don't know. You said Lucille, and my brain went to the bat. You know, I went to Walking Dead brain there, swinging old Lucille around. Like I might. No, I can't watch Walking Dead again either. Like maybe one day I'll finish it. Maybe one day I will. Because I am intrigued just to see. That was my favorite freaking world. It's just and it just hurt me. It's just one of those things I just can't go back in. You know. In the reboot, Lucille's the bong. Lucille will be jealous then. Just because we're hanging out, and because after this, I'm literally eating and just working for like 5 hours before this frickin' podcast comes up. Podcast / comedy show, which if y'all aren't fans or familiar with Kill Tony, it's great. That's your new Monday or Tuesday ritual, because it might be hard to access that on a Monday evening in the UK at least. But it's always on YouTube. Always, literally the channel's called Kill Tony. The show's called Kill Tony. It's a comedy thing. It's the most watched live podcast in the world, and rightfully freaking so. Wasn't there someone on this channel who said you should name your bongs? Yeah, there was. There was. I don't remember exactly who though. I don't remember exactly who though. Was it you? Was it Quest? Was it Laura? I'm not sure. I'm not positive, but I do remember that. I do remember that. All right, we got ourselves a nice little thing of ganjis down in there. Put it on this tablet, and I'm gonna do it. I do enjoy my little bong here. This is a very nice little bong, handy bong. It looks so. It's much cleaner than it looks on here. It's just I don't have my lights on in here, so we can actually like you can see me without me being like flushed out. I think it could be Laura. I think Laura did say name bongs, which I wish I hadn't. I thought of this right before Laura left, because Laura wanted to do a little smoke stream, which I'm glad she got her smoke stream and dispensary. But I wanted to celebrate with her. You know, it's always fun to celebrate with your peoples. You should name your bongs. You spend lots of time pressing lips. You really should. I was almost done reading that. Why did I click it? Why did I click it to put it up there? Come on. All right, one second. I'm thinking. I'm gonna change the water in this bong real quick, but we'll use the big bong. We'll use the big bong. Oh, I gotta remember not to break it against the counter. That might help. Yeah, let's fill this up with a little bit of water. This one, my only downside to this, I love this bong, but it always makes my lips so nasty. And I need to get a frickin' bong filter or something for it, but you know, it's just kind of one of those things. Is that good? Let's see. Maybe a little more water. We're back with the bowl. Can I fit the other bowl in here? Because this bowl is a little nasty. Been a minute since I've used this bong, which is why I saw water and it was like, gotta go. Because as I think Uncle Buck was the old weed guy. that used to say it, but change bong water daily. Change it daily. Then he'd always like grab like an edible gummy and go like across the room and do some weird trick shot with it and eat it, and it was always cool. One of the OG weed vloggers, weed people like that, you know? I don't know. Whoever joined us in here, howdy, welcome to the very end of the stream. Hopefully it's Laura or somebody again, because I did feel bad about Laura hopping out. Okay. I literally started saying hello and they hopped out. Damn. I'm so glad Carrie got through that hurricane safe. What freaking hurricane was going on? I have no idea. That was terrifying when she started talking about that. That was sad. Yeah. I'm glad that she's okay, because hurricanes are nothing to play with. And, you know, the hurricane that happened out here was nothing. And then there was immediately like a small hurricane in the Gulf Coast. And then like right after that, there's a hurricane on the East Coast that I didn't really hear anything about. And this one seems like it's the worst. And if it went all the way up, because I guess there was the hurricane in Florida. One of my friends that lives on a houseboat down there, on a sailboat that he uses as a houseboat, had to like go halfway across the state to hide from the storm, you know. But I don't know if it's the same storm or a different one that just wound its way up the East Coast. But I didn't think the water got warm enough for that. That's terrifying. Too many hurricanes. Your most sporty bong should be called Bjorn Bong after the tennis legend Bjorn Borg. I like it though. I like that. I gotta. My neighbor that's coming to visit, the one that used to live here and now she lives in Italy, and she's coming back here for a couple of weeks and staying in my guest room. She left me a few bongs that she got from Jamaica at one point, and they are. I shouldn't even describe. Never mind. Never mind. Forget that. Don't forget the medicine last week. The medicine? What medicine? Last week? Last week medicine? Is it a Starfield thing, maybe? I am not positive. Okay. What's the best way to hit this while on screen? I shouldn't do it while sitting down. Let me do this. There we go. That way y'all can see everything. God, I haven't hit a bong this size in a long time. I'm going to die. It's going to be fun, though. Here is my lighter. And here's my hip wick. Mediterranean tropical-like cyclone. Metacane. Oh, the Metacane! A medical hurricane? Or the Metacane. Was it medical sugar cane? I remember. Oh, I remember, but I don't remember. You know. Trying to. I don't know. Anyway, you know, what's this say again? Easy does it. Easy does it. Let's do some easy does it real quick. Let our lungs do some easy does it before we call it a day. I can't believe. I thought we were done talking about like the topics on hand. Literally 13 minutes into this, I was like, "Damn, I don't have anything else to talk about, really." we just hung out. I like that. I like that. All right. Cheers, y'all. Okay. Snapped it. Just didn't get this hat. Woo! That wasn't bad at all. I thought I was going to die. I didn't think it was going to be bad, you know, but I thought I was going to be coughing up a storm or something after that. That was all good. Empty the lungs. It's a hoot. Yeah. Yes, sir. Actually, that was probably the best yeehaw of the day right there. Is it the green? The herbs do it? Is it the green lungs are making yeehaws better? It's entirely possible. It's entirely plausible. Probably. I'm gonna smoke one more bowl. That's it. Just because that didn't hit what I thought it would. Not in a bad way, but it didn't kill me. So I'm not trying to die either. That sounds bad. You know what I mean. That the bowl was light, very light bowl. It was a very light bowl. Let us smoke one more, huh? Huh? Okay. Hemp wick, little lighter. Literally, I do feel like these things are always. People are like, why do you use hemp wick all the time instead of just lighting it? My lungs have been so much better since I've stopped using lighters in general, just because you're inhaling butane, you know? Little tiny bits, but nonetheless, you know? And I try not to smoke like vape pens and stuff like that too often either, just because, I mean, I still do, but not nicotine or anything, just ganja, of course. I used to smoke too many cigarettes, and no mas on that. Anyway, cheers, y'all. Ooh, I got a new tattoo the other day. One second, I'm going to read. Wait, got it put on my butt. It says wide load. I was going to read the other half after the fact. I had to keep reading it. But then I had to keep reading it. That's funny. Only joking. Or am I? I'm going to guess it's the former. Oh, damn it. I was trying to ash this little hemp wick. And it went out on me. Okay, before I keep talking and it goes out again, I'm going to hit this. Cheers. All right. That one hit a little harder. Yep. No, not too bad, but ooh. Diaphragm vibrates differently due to smoke. Yeah, that's true. So a little yeah. Nah, that kind of sounded more like the others. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is great though. This is great. I'm choosing to believe in my own headcanon that you 100% have an ass tattoo that says wide load now. That is perfect. Now you just need to go to a nude beach and tan. Just turn over and tan and just see what people say. Yeah. That'd be funny. That'd be a funny scene in a movie. Diaphragm vibrates differently due to smoke. Yep. We got 2 minutes to 2 hours. We're gonna hit 2 hours. We're hitting 2 hours. We're here. We may as well. So we'll give it a yeah. That's a quicker one. That was shorter on the yee and the ha. Wow, it looks like the film The Fog in Your Room. Yes. Thankfully, this door is kind of open, and I'm gonna turn this AC back on. That might do a little bit. The AC hasn't been loud the entire time, right? They're usually fine on the MCubed stream, so I was sure that it was not sure, but I was hoping at least that it was gonna be fine here. But yeah. We're a minute 58, 45 seconds. I can't believe we almost hit 2 hours. We're right here. We did hit 2 hours. We're right here. Yeah. Just need a whip snap after the yeehaw. Yeah. It'd be fun if I actually had like a lasso to do that with or something, you know. Not heard the AC? Hell yes. It's made it a lot more comfortable. So tonight though, we have oh damn. Oh, I need to I almost forgot about that. I didn't forget. I did forget about it this entire stream until right now, of course. But we're doing a comic adaptations weekly tonight, so come by about 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. Yeah. Something like that. It's either 4 or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Schmook will set it. We're finishing, not finishing, but we're continuing the X-Men kind of stuff. We're going to, yes, no AC, perfect. We're going to finish, not once again, not finish, continue X-Men stuff. So we're going to be talking X-Men Wolverine, the trilogy, and it's, well, Schmook's going to be talking. I'm going to be behind the scenes doing the producer kind of stuff or whatever, and it's going to be fun. And keep an eye out. My high ass, I can't think of a time right now. It's either 4 or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll keep you posted. But thank you all once again. Y'all have a wonderful evening, wonderful morning, wherever you are. And adios. For real this time.